Hi, Chapel Hill. I hope you're having a great week. Even though the leaves are falling around us, it still feels like summer most days, and it is just beautiful out here. So really enjoying doing these outside, and I'll do them as long as I can outside. Let me back up to Sunday. We've been talking about God's call on our lives to be influencers. And on Sunday, I talked about Dad's toolbox. I talked about the tools that God has for us to carry out His mission in His way, on His time. And the prayer focus then for this week is simply this, that we're available for that. So my prayer for myself, for my own life, is that I am available to be used by God in whatever way He chooses, knowing with confidence that He will provide the tools that I need. And so my prayer needs to be, God, help me to be available. Help me not to give in to all those things that are keeping me from being available for your purpose, for your plan. And I would encourage you each to pray that this week. God, help me to be available. Don't let anything get in the way of what you want to do through me. Help me to identify and overcome the things that stand in the way of me being used by you. And I'd like you to just ask God to increase your confidence in what He has and what He can do, His tools, and how He can use them in your life. And that's the prayer that I want for our church as well, for Chapel Hill Church, that we would be, as a church, available to Him for His purposes, knowing with confidence that He will provide everything we need to carry out His purposes for this church. Sometimes it's hard for a church to be available. We fall into routines, we fall into depending on our programs and our traditions and all these different things. Pray for this church that we will be available for God's purposes, His way, His time, His tools, our availability. I invite you to come on Sunday, to be here Sunday at 10, or join us online. We're going to continue in this series. Going to expand a little more on the gifts, the tools that I was talking about on Sunday. Going to talk about what they are and what they're for. And I'm going to entitle this one, it's a weird title. There's a phrase out there that I hear far too many times and it drives me crazy. And the phrase is, you do you. I can't stand that phrase, and I'm going to talk about, I'll tell you why on Sunday. But I invite you to be there, 10 o'clock in person or online, and we'll continue on with this conversation. Also, don't forget that this Sunday, following the service, we have a potluck, and I would invite you to be there for that. Bring something to share. It's not a picnic. We're not going to cook out. This is everybody bring something, and if it's nice, we can eat outside or we can eat inside, whatever, but let's bring something to share and enjoy that time of fellowship as a church family as we continue to get to know each other and see together how God is going to use us for His purposes. I'll see you on Sunday.